Sometimes we are stressing about so many things in life, and you find yourself comparing yourself with people, especially when you are using so much social media and like people your age are being well off and doing things that most people are dreaming to do, and you feel like you're missing out on many things, and I don't know, like sometimes you feel like you are trapped in life, like your mind is thinking, but your body is not cooperating with things that you are thinking of. I don't know if that makes sense, but because the mind is the CEO of your life, like, and your body is like the stuff, like you need to be like make that balance between your mind and your body. And for me, that thing doesn't exist, like for me, my mind is constantly thinking about things that I want to do and things that I want to achieve, but my body is not cooperating with that, and the easiest way not to deal with it for me is to escape. And I know that escapism is not the solution, but like you ask yourself, like, for how long you're gonna run away from yourself, like you need to sit down and grab a piece of paper or maybe a journal and write down anything that stress you out, anything that you're anxious about, you're afraid of, and try to find answers to that, because we keep questioning ourselves, like who am I? Why am I alive? And what do I want from this life? And sometimes you watch that motivational speakers and videos telling their stories about how successful they are, and you be like, you ask yourself, like, what things that they have that I don't have, like if they can do it, why wouldn't I? Like we need to fragment our ultimate goal to small goals, or maybe the dreams that are like making you feel like you want to achieve that, so bad. You need to fragment that to smaller tasks, and maybe, for example, you want to lose weight, okay? And you ask yourself, what are the things that I need to do every day to get to the point that I want to get to, For example, is to get enough sleep, to work out every day, to eat healthy, to get rid of junk food, and to be patient about that. You can't get instant result, because as humans we always want like instant result, instant happiness, instant, and that's how we are always trying to find happiness from things that are not beneficial. And to explain that way more clearly is that, for example, we always try to find our source of happiness from consuming, because there is two types of getting happiness, or maybe let's call it dopamine, which is hormone of happiness. We get it from consumption, like consuming social media, relationships, watching videos, movies, things that are not as healthier as maybe, for example, reading a book, or going for a walk, or maybe exercise, meditate, cooking something for yourself, for example, let's just try for one day and be like, today I'm gonna read a book, and you open a book and then start reading the first page, and you feel boring. You feel bored, because you're not getting that fast happiness, it's a slow happiness, and it's not healthy. The healthy way of getting your dopamine is to be creative, for example, write your journals, or maybe, like I said, cook something for yourself, or try bake a new recipe, or maybe be creative. I don't know, something that you are passionate about. For me is writing, because I love writing quotes, maybe creating content on YouTube. And talking about YouTube is something that I've been lately interested in, because I don't post regularly, because I'm just sometimes I'm unmotivated, and I try to be consistent, but I'm not, because I just feel like I need inspiration, and for me, posting on YouTube, or maybe not posting, uploading videos on YouTube is something that makes me feel productive, something that makes me feel like I'm relevant. So for you guys, if you feel like you are good at something, or you're passionate about something, you need to do that more. So guys, if you feel like you are not being productive, or you're not feeling like you're being consistent on the things that you wanna work on, you need to write down the things that you wanna achieve, and like I said, break it into small tasks and work on them daily, write notes. For me, I write notes. I write, even I hang it on the fridge, you don't need to be concerned about what people are thinking about you. If you feel like you need to talk to yourself to make a progress, do it. Stand in front of the mirror and just talk, anyone can find a technique or way to get to himself or to herself, anyone in this world can find a way to communicate with your inner self, because our inner selves are way good than ourselves that are shown in the world. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like you be talking to yourself and you find yourself like you can do a lot of things and you can achieve a lot of things, but when you look at yourself, like you be like, I'm not that, you know? Like for me, when I write down the things that I'm dreaming about, or the things that I'd be like, oh my god, I wish I can do this and that. Like if I can realize the things that I have in mind, that I have in my inner self, it's unreal, you know. But you need to get all the things that are deep down buried in yourself and work on them. You know what I mean? Because if you work on yourself and be friends with yourself, you can achieve a lot of things. Believe me. Because sometimes you be so hard on yourself and be like, oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not skillful enough, or whatever the case. You're just putting a lot of weight in yourself. You need to stop thinking like that and say good things to yourself. Whatever you say to your brain is gonna transmit that and work on it. You know what I mean? Like whatever you say to your head is gonna work on it. If you say I'm good, your head is gonna be like, oh, she said I'm good, so I'm gonna work on that. And if you say like I'm bad, I'm loser, your head is gonna be like, oh, she said I'm a loser, so you're gonna be a loser. You know what I mean? So try to say good things to yourself and be nice to yourself, because if you're not nice to yourself, nobody is gonna be nice to you, you know. So yeah, and just be happy, you know. Like try to do things like that make you happy, because like I'm not talking about material things like buying to yourself, because that is not happiness. Like if you're buying yourself and treating yourself, okay, that's a good thing, but it's just instant happiness and you're gonna go back to your older self. But working on your inner self is the only way to find inner peace and be happy. So yeah, and thank you for listening. And if you like this kind of videos, I will upload more, and I have so many things to talk about, things like mental health and like mindfulness, and how to find happiness within yourself, and how to get through a breakup, or maybe how to deal with toxic people, and so many things. If you want me to talk about, I will try my best. And yeah, so thank you so much, and goodbye.